But I do think I want to talk about TwitchCon now. Oh boy, what happened? Oh, you don't know? All right, let's get into it then. TwitchCon. I went to it over the weekend, and this is going to be my spiel of everything that happened. If you know what happened over the weekend or you don't know what happened over the weekend, we should get the obvious out of the way because it is something that I don't think that should be glossed over. I don't think that it should. I think that it should be the first thing in people's minds when they think about the previous TwitchCon, because if it is not, things will not change. Twitch said that they were upping their security this year. And I think mainly they were thinking in a sense because of the Charlie Kirk shooting and the recent uptick in talks of violence, right? Talks of revolutionary change. You know, people are worried that it might come to some sort of a mass event. But what a lot of content creators, especially female content creators, were talking about before the event was that they were more worried about their own individual selves. When people like Cutie Cinderella and Valkyrae and the likes, and I've seen it every single year, when they talk about these things, they don't talk about it in those terms. The terms really didn't change for them in terms of what they were scared of. It is more for stalkers and for creeps and for weirdos that are targeting them and that are trying to subvert security in order to have their instance with their streamer. And I hung out with many women over the weekend, and I saw pictures of many people's stalkers, so that I knew that when I was hanging out with these specific individuals, who I should be looking out for, that I should be warning them if they come by. Most female streamers that I know have at least one. It's disgusting that it exists in society, and even more disgusting that people have been talking for years to Twitch. This is not something that is new. This is something that is been going on for since TwitchCon has started, and has been something that's just kind of echoed over and over again. Hey, we need more personal security on us, or you need to allow us to have our own personal security. And even then, we shouldn't have to hire our own personal security, because your security that you offer us should be enough. And people are like, oh, you know, you can, the affording of that, blah, 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 blah. Who the fuck cares? It's our money anyways. You got to remember that any money that Twitch is spending on TwitchCon is money that they're not giving us by taking a 30% cut of our sub revenue, by taking a 45% cut of our ad revenue, right? By taking all of this money from us in order to build a better community, as they say. It doesn't really seem like they are doing it. And it compiled into one specific event that happened over the weekend, and it was on day fucking one of the convention, where Emaru, the most popular female creator on Twitch, was assaulted during a meet and greet by a crazed fan. And that sounds bad enough that not even the most popular female content creator could not have the proper security. Not even the most popular female content creator could have the most security. This person crossed over. This person, not only, like, in order to get to the front of the meet and greet line, you have to pass. I could draw it in paint because it like actually pisses me off. This is the meet and greet place, right? This is the rest of the fucking con. And then there's like other big events that are going on next to it, but it's usually like esports and shit like that. In order to get to Emiru's like right here. And in order to get to her, you have to pass security here, because there's other meet and greets going on here. They have to then go up here, pass through this meet and greet, pass through this meet and greet, and then get to Emiru. So the fact that they get to pass that many points of notice, like that is a weird individual that is crossing boundaries over and over again. The fact that the most popular creator got assaulted, the fact that that nobody stopped that person, the fact that that person, after being stopped by Emiru's security, not even by Twitch security, which, by the way, Emiru didn't get to have her own security, or she didn't get to have the security guard that she wanted to have in the convention, because the security guard got banned from the previous convention for holding somebody's arm too long to make sure that they didn't leave while they were calling authorities, which that's what security's there for. Sorry about that. That person then just walked away and walked out of the convention. They walked out of the fucking convention. We could talk about IRL streamers and how I hate that IRL streaming happened, that IRL streaming is super allowed at TwitchCon. But because IRL streaming was allowed, you basically have thousands of security cameras all the time. And the person just literally walked out of the convention. And it was probably like a 5-minute walk from where they are in order to get out of the convention. 5 minutes. It is not a small place. So it's insane that happened. And that's not the only instance of somebody being assaulted. I know of a few other creators that I saw on social media that were assaulted. Yeah, the person did not run. They did not run. They walked. Yeah, that's unbelievable and disgusting. And it is, every single year it seems like TwitchCon Twitch seems to have some sort of like major mistake, whether it's an incident in a ball pit or something like this. And so, yeah, not only that, but the immediate response from Twitch was to ban the person for 30 days, not a permanent ban. And nobody checked on Emaru. Like, not even, like, nobody at Twitch checked on Emaru. Only her personal staff and her personal friends checked on her. It's dumb. It's dumb as hell. It's like actually like 0 out of 10 in terms of doing things right. I am a person that is big on safety at conventions. I stopped going to one convention that I really enjoyed for the longest time. It was a convention that we, as the Carp crew back in the early League of Legends days, we got paid to go out to. It was called Indie PopCon. It's the Indianapolis just pop culture convention. And so there's everything that's going on there. And it's like 20,000, 25,000 people all from that area that would go to. But I remember that in order to get into the convention, people were just checking badges. They weren't doing any sort of metal detector. This was back in like 2016, 2017, 2018, right? This was many, many years ago, but I don't think that excuses it. But it was before mass events were as popular as they are now. But yeah, it was like literally just checking badges. And there were multiple times that if you just walk in with your hand on somebody else's shoulder, they would just include you in that group and they would just assume that you were a part of it. So after 2 years of that, I stopped going there. I think that right now, as it stands with TwitchCon, I don't know if I feel comfortable going back next year. And I'm going to continue to listen to the voices of, again, like I said, people that are targeted more often than not by this, like many of the women that go to these conventions that I'm friends with. So if a lot of them are still not feeling safe next year, I don't want to support something like that. But we will see. It's a massive fucking company, but the reasons why I want to go back is because that's where my community is. Most people that I talked to that had their own individual experiences at TwitchCon were very positive because of everything that has nothing to do with Twitch. Nobody was there like, damn, I really love going to the fucking Glitch Theater. Damn, I really loved when Twitch put on this event. Damn, I really love this specific thing at Twitch. No, it's like, I love the people here. And the people are great. Because you get a bunch of like-minded people together, and 99% of them are going to be fucking amazing. You could stop and talk to any individual person, and you're going to have a good time. And they're going to probably be welcoming to talk to you. Like, everybody has a smile on their face. They're courteous. They are very understanding of people with different dispositions and disabilities and conditions and things like that. And there's a lot of people like, I mean, I'm going to do this if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be a separate video. I spent over $1,000 on Artist Alley stuff because I love supporting the small businesses. I love supporting all the artists. I feel like they are my family on this platform and in this community. And every year I go back, there's more and more extremely cool shit. And I would hate to say goodbye to those people. I don't give a shit about Twitch. I don't give a shit about TwitchCon. I don't give a shit about the higher ups at this point or like anything like that. Like it's feels gross, but I would hate to not be able to go next year because of people like that. I would hate to think that I don't go next year and a lot of other people don't go next year, but some artists are like, damn, I'm going to spend, I don't know how much it is for a booth there, but like, let's say $500, $1,000 for a booth, depending on the convention size. And then not as many people show up and they don't make their money back and it hurts their business. I would fucking hate for that. That feels like shit to me. So yeah, that sucks, but that's all I'm going to talk about. I think for the negative side of it, I think that we'll do like probably a separate video because I yapped for a little bit about this. But yeah, I think that it's necessary for me to talk about this. And I think it's necessary for me to talk about this in a video and to pile on to everybody else that is making content about this. Because I think this is an online form of protest. It's not about getting clicks. It's not about farming drama. This is something that is extremely serious. And I think if anybody has a platform, I think that they should speak up in some sort of a way if they care about fomenting change. Like if they care about change happening with the convention and they care about the community and they care about having a place for this community to meet up every year, threatening our wallets is the main thing that we can do. Saying that we might not support next year saying that we will not support next year if things don't change is the thing that we have to do. You know what I'm saying?
He's an arsonist on a noble quest to escape the wrath of the IRS. He's got conflicting positions in the endless fight for queer folks, animal and tenants' rights. He uses his Tesla